So we have here an analytical piece of writing. We have description and also reflection. So when we say description, describe the facts that made up the events or the experience, or these are the set of the scene. So you are now describing what kind of scenario is inside that kind of memories. So you are now also describing of what are the things that happen inside that memories or experiences, no? So those are description. We also have reflection, in which after giving off description, you are now trying to evaluate of what is the kind of experience by specific person, no? If that specific person is really happy, then now you're going to evaluate that indeed this kind of person is really happy about that kind of experience. Or by then, if that person is having a lot of regrets in his or her life, then by then you are to evaluate that kind of experience. Or perhaps if you're going to describe your own experience, then in reflection, you are now evaluating, or you are now giving judgments of what kind of experience you are having, no? If it could be a lot of failures, it could be successful, no, successful experiences or moving up experiences. So whatever that is, you have to evaluate in order for you to take on reflection. So here we are to talk about organizing reflective essay. So here the steps to consider in structuring the essay. So we have here first, examine the essay question. No, we have to analyze what are the set of questions that is needed to be answered later on. So second would be to read the marking criteria. So sometimes we have to base our reflective essay of what are the rubrics, of what are the criteria necessary. It could be the content, it could be the creativity on how we indulge ourselves in creating the reflective essay. It could be a lot of different kind of a scenario, no, in rubrics. We have third, identify the event or experience in which you will reflect. So we are not going to give something, no, a lot of experiences, but then again, you just have to identify of what kind of event, of what is that kind of experience that you are going to reflect. You are now giving a lot of experiences. So by then, you have to just identify just perhaps one or two experiences. Fourth, we have to ensure you maintain anonymity or confidentiality of patients and institutions involved. So therefore, sometimes we are not allowed to say the full name of that person, no, involved in the experience. Okay, syempre, we have to protect that this is actually data privacy. We have to protect the person inside the kind of experience. And sometimes, if we are talking about scenario that happened in specific place, you have also to hide that place. Okay, sometimes in reflective essay, we could write something good, like for the example topic like HIV cases. We also have people who are deprived by their rights, so we have to protect them, no? We are not there to give insight for those people na makapabuhat niya nila og bati. So we are there to protect them, and as well as give insight to their experience, or give meaningful perception about their experience. Number 5, we have to find answers to what, where, when, who, how, and why. But then again, we have to answer these things, no? Of where that experience happened, when was that experience happened, no? Or who are the person involved. You are not naming them, but then what kind of people they are, no? Inside that kind of experience. Now, number 6, we have to note the main issues that you have been able to identify in relations to the experience. So now, we have to identify the major issues or the major argumentations that we have to concern with our reflective essay, no, somehow. 7 is that you have to think of ways you can relate this main issues to the literature, or sometimes we have a lot of sources because an essay alone could not really stand without support evidences, no? Sometimes nga, if we're talking about research, if you're familiar with, and then we are talking about related literature in wherein we look for something or we look for a source in which it could support our claims to our reflective essay. So this can be very helpful, no? Especially if we're talking about reflective essay. We are to read a lot. We have to read a lot of articles. We have to read a lot of books. We have to read a lot of articles in order for us to sustain our reflective essay. Number 8 is to jot down further notes to demonstrate your understanding or insight gain compared. We have to compare, and sometimes we do contrast. We do some cause and effect or a lot of things in our reflective essay. So we're not just there to, again, describe, but then again, we have to compare at some point if this experience is more than the experience of those people who are going to read your reflective essay. And sometimes we have to have our cause and effect because in any way we have to understand the whole scenario. No? There must be the reason behind that thing that that is happening or behind the thing that happened. Now we're going to relate your insights to literature, so we have to connect. These are our evidences. Then we have to connect our scenarios. We have to connect that kind of experience that we're talking about in our reflective essay to that kind of literature. So there is not what we say connections, no, with our evidences. So might as well we are now proving our claims. We are now proving that kind of experience to be true. We are now proving that that kind of experience that we are telling to our readers is really happened. That really happened. Now, number 10, we have to make notes as to how you will make connections between theory and practice very clear. Sometimes our experience doesn't need to have a theory, but somehow if we're going to talk about as other else essay, and then we have to prove theories. No, we have to prove that there is really a need for us to incline ourselves with a lot of theories, and later on we're going to know that. We have 11 note down how will we discuss your personal and professional learning needs. So sometimes we have to evaluate after we are going to write if what are the things that need to improve or what are the things that is really needed inside our reflective essay that needs to be added. No? We're going to recognize this importance in our creations of reflective essay.